What's up, dudes and dudettes of the internet? My name's Scythe, and today we are going to be showing you the new biome and the Dino Tamer. Unfortunately, I'm gonna say right here that I took this footage from the dev stream, so it's going to end up being a little bit less quality than we're used to. Unfortunately, I'm sorry about that, everybody. But I would still very much appreciate if you would hit the like button. Nonetheless, helps me out. And I mean, look at this character. He looks amazing. The biome looks great. We'll talk a little bit more of the mechanics of the biome. But for right now, you see that your right-click ability is gonna be throwing down a net, which looks very similar to the Chloromancer's ability, kind of while it's in your character's hand. Enemies that walk into the net are going to end up being snared, and your number one ability is going to end up summoning your dino buddies. And as you end up killing enemies in your net, which not only snares enemy, you see it's also causing damage, but killing enemies is going to end up reducing the cooldown on your dino buddies, because as you end up summoning one, you see one right here. This is actually the flying ally, the flying dino buddy, which does stun damage, so it's gonna constantly stun enemies over and over. And then there's a Triceratops that is a tankier one, and then there is also the Raptor, which is kind of intended as DPS. And you can see like there, the character already ended up summoning the Triceratops and is desperately trying to catch another enemy in the net so that they could end up getting their cooldown reduced and being able to summon another creature. The ultimate ability is mounted combat. So you're going to be able to hop on this beautiful thing, and for a short period of time, you're going to be shooting acid out of your dinosaur's mouth, and your abilities are just going to be powered up in general, and your dino buddies and everything like that. Although they're not going to end up looking any more buff or anything, it still is a very cool ability. You do #confirm get mounted speed while having the ability. And you can see right here, this is what the dancing looks like for all the different dances. You know, there's dances for all the different characters when you're using your mount, and then also when you're not using your ultimate ability. I can also confirm that the mount that you're going to use for the ultimate is determined based on just the class in general. Like, it's always going to be the same mount. You're not going to end up getting a unique mount depending on which one you actually have equipped. And now we're gonna look at the costumes. This is the level 10 costume. Previously, that was just the default level 1 costume. This is the level 10 costume, kind of a white Dino Tamer suit, I guess. I don't know whether or not these costumes are going to actually determine whether or not your dinosaurs, like your dino bunnies, are gonna actually look different, because unfortunately, they didn't show that off in the stream. This is gonna be the first one that you're probably gonna have to buy from the cash shop. This is the second one that you're gonna have to buy from the cash shop. And I'm sorry to say that the stream was a bit too blurry for me to be able to tell what the names of them are, and I'm not going to be searching in to any of the metadata and junk like that. And here's the last costume. And now let's actually talk about the biome, because this is very, very interesting. So first of all, the biome itself is not an elemental world, and I can't stress enough that I was dead wrong about that one. I called that one wrong, everybody. There was all the green gems and stuff like that in the code, and the devs kind of #confirmed that the biome itself is just that, a biome. Now, the reason that this world looks kind of infinite right now is just because this is a test world that they were doing just for the live stream. And the thing that's really, really cool about this biome is that it's been such a long time since there was a new biome, so it's already obviously very exciting, but all of the enemies are actually new types of enemies. They're not just reskins of old enemies, and that, I think, is absolutely amazing. There's all sorts of different dinosaurs. There's cavemen, there's gorillas and everything like that. It's just crazy. Also, in recent patches, they've kind of been introducing new dungeons and stuff like that, I'm assuming, and haven't really told us about it. That's because most of them are related to the dino biome. So you can see right here, this is just going to be one of the dungeons, which this one, during the stream, the biome itself didn't actually end up generating with an exit portal, but you can see the boss enemy actually is summoning pterodactyl allies. So that's really, really cool that the boss mechanics are taking advantage of the new biome. Now, one thing that you may not have noticed in this biome is the fact that the ceiling of the biome is kind of all sealed off. That's not cloud effects you're seeing up there. That is actually a separate part of the biome, because it's kind of like there's two layers going on. I don't know if that's a reference to like Journey to the Center of the Earth or something like that, but hey, With it, there's going to be these trees that are going to have air gusts that will actually take you up top to this top area. I don't know if there's anything necessarily unique up here outside of just random mobs and junk like that, because you can see the generation of this dungeon where it actually generated down at the bottom rather than up top. I don't know if that's on purpose though, but still very, very cool that the recipe dungeon is actually an obelisk. I really, really like that reference because that's just so cool. And the other thing too that I'm very interested to see is if these dinosaur enemies are going to end up showing up in the Shadow Tower. I don't know. And of course, the coolest aspect of the biome is giant T-Rexes. Now, you know those giant enemies that you'll randomly find out in the world? They're kind of considered like a mini boss enemy, and when you kill them, they end up dropping loot. Yeah, that's what these T-Rexes are, man. Absolutely beautiful. The animation is just amazing, and it looks very much like the one that we kind of referenced earlier in other Dino Tamer videos. I also really love the fog of the area and stuff like that. It's just so cool. The character itself is just, you know, who knows when it's actually going to be released, but I'm still very excited about it. I still do have a feeling that they're going to release maybe the class around the time that the console is going to be released, like the console version of Trove, but honestly speaking, I don't know. I haven't heard any of that info or anything like that, so if anybody hears anything that's actually from the devs, be sure to tell me. Thanks so much for watching though, everybody. Sayonara and stay epic.